No forgiveness! No mercy! Never!
Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Hidden Bats Explained. We are here at the end to cover the last balance experiment and solve the mystery of this captor. Previously we covered the experiment between Lumina Rikujo and Maria Monzen. After seeing the both of them turn on each other, the players were able to balance both of their follower counts and save the both of them. After this victory, the player base only got to celebrate for a short bit, as it was revealed the next missing person's case was tied to Iris Sagan and Kairo Goshiki. So I do want to mention that shortly before Iris was kidnapped, Ota became more active again on Twitter. So where Iris would put her commentary on the puzzles, Ota is going to take her place now that she's solving the puzzles. Iris's Twitter gets changed to more fit the format of the other victims, and she's also going to start tweeting in Japanese just like the others, further confirming that the difference between Iris and her Japanese account as the tone. Now, on June 2nd, Iris began tweeting for the first time from her new environment. Where am I? It's a dark, musty room. No way, no way. This can't be happening. Am I trapped here? How could this happen to me? I'm gonna try to calm down and think. Reciting numbers helps me calm down sometimes. I can't do it, I can't do it. Am I a missing person now? No. Am I gonna be okay? I'm not gonna die, am I? Will you all cry at my funeral? Oh, I don't want any part of that. Gah, my head hurts. Oh, alright, I can only use this phone for 21 minutes. I have to hurry. No. There's a box. It's so big. There's a 9-digit number, input screen, and a piece of paper that says to solve the riddle. Looks like I have to do this. Here's the riddle. Please help me out, everyone. Let me know if you solve it. Tell me the number. My time is almost up. Over and out. And for this puzzle, we've got a pretty involved deciphering of this grid of letters here. So for the colored animals, we have the white giraffe, blue turtle, and red giraffe in that order. The white giraffe stood in for N, which relates to nitrogen, the 7th element of the periodic table. Why specifically this, and not any other N-related phrase or word? Well, it's because the other two animals also correlate to the number 7. The blue turtle relates to the astrological symbol for Uranus, the 7th planet in our solar system, and the red giraffe relates to the number 111, which is the number 7 in binary. So if we get the idea of 3 sevens, we're going to go take that number and then use it on this grid of letters. Starting from the beginning, we can take every 7th letter and we get the Nirvana spell, Nemesis. Now normally this would be a one and done thing and we move on from here, but this puzzle offers more if we decided to keep on counting each 7th letter. Now if we continue, we can get 6 new messages that are 7 letters long. Let's go through them one by one. Not this. By itself, this could be something related to Iris, specifically when the first ARG Lemnis Gate deals with the potential for more than one Iris being present. This could be a reading of the Not This Iris. However, it could relate to one of the other messages we'll get to, so we'll move on. 0 SKP. So this one's a big one. Some of you may be able to guess the meaning of this one, but just in case, let's phonetically spell it out. 0 SKP. SKP. Escape. Zero escape. With how much we've gotten reference to Zero Escape thus far, I'm honestly not surprised at this point. If I had to make an in-universe connection, Iris' favorite mascot is Ada-Rabbit, which is a direct reference to Zero the Third from Virtue's Last Reward, which connects to Mizuki, who owns an Ada-Rabbit, and also has the character plastered over her game console where she's playing 999. Next up, we have Shigure, which is the surname of Tokiko Shigure, the president of the Japanese branch of Knights at Lots. This would heavily relate to Iris' place in the Lemnis Gate ARG and the purple root of I the Somnium Files. And if all this sounds crazy, well, part is and part isn't. Check out my coverage on the Lemnis Gate ARG and I the Somnium Files down below in the description. Next up, we have ZXCVBNM, which I'm going to be honest, outside of the main meaning, I'm not sure if there's any other alternate meanings. It's the bottom row of a QWERTY keyboard, which could possibly read into this as a hidden meaning under the surface of the other letters. Maybe I could go further to say that the letters A and I both appear above this line, meaning the truth is past the illusion of these two letters, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of stretching. Next up is Xanon, and thank you Duolingo for helping me to understand this one before I studied up with the group on the understanding this, as this is Japanese, specifically when written out in hiragana, means that's too bad. This is the message I think relates back to the not this message up on top. It's possible to think of this one as an answer to the first one from bats themselves to Iris, not this. She's been captured by the organization she's been afraid of for 3 years, and finally she lets out a, not this. Anything like this. And then Bats replies, that's too bad. And finally we get Eitznots, or literally, A, it's not Z. What does this mean? Well, I'm not too sure. Maybe just continuing on this thread of something not being what we're expecting it to be, A is not Z. So we tweet the right numbers out to Iris, and then on the next day, Cairo begins tweeting. What the fuck is going on here? I woke up in some room. I have no idea where the fuck I am. The door won't open. Is this a hidden camera prank or some stupid meme? Was I kidnapped? I have zero clue. To be fair, there's a long list of people who might have done this to me. What's this phone though? It turned on by itself. There's clearly some sketchy box in here, some kind of piece of paper. It says I gotta solve some riddle. Can someone smarter than my dumbass explain what the fuck this means? If I solve it, will I be let out? Like the keys in the box? Ugh, this better not be a death game, swear to God. Hey, anyone reading this, can you solve this riddle? / does it have anything to do with hands or something? Now, for this puzzle, we got an image of a hand, along with 6 animals. The animals designate which letter in the finger name to take, and the number that letter fits into the Nirvana spell, which in that case becomes Enigma. We then enter the code and then send off the message. On June 4th, Iris began tweeting again. Thank you for your help, everyone. I should have paid more attention to that creepy video back then. But anyway, thanks to your help, I got the box open. I knew it was nice. There's another box inside. Is it cursed? I'm all kinds of confused. This is the puzzle. Look, it's my account name. Can anyone figure this out, please? Oh, there's another piece of paper. Is this a QR code? It's only the left half. Can I find the other half somewhere? I feel like I'm being rushed and I can't keep up with all this. Mom, are you worried about me? Please don't be worried. I know Mr. Date and everyone is looking for me right now. I'll get out of here and see you again. Promise. I keep thinking about why I was kidnapped. Is it because I knew too much about knives and the New World Order and that's what's really going on? Or am I sacrificed to summon an ancient demon? Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Is this guy Mr. Cairo on the same situation? I know there's always 2. I don't recognize his name. I wonder how we're related. So, here we get the first official mention of both Hitomi and Date in this ARG outside of trailers. And the puzzle here, now say it with me, is very interesting. We got a circle with Iris' Twitter username centered inside with a Z formation. Going to Iris' Twitter profile picture, and if you click to zoom in, you can see that the image is actually different compared to the normal profile picture, as 4 animals have been hidden in the corners that get obscured when Twitter sizes the profile picture to fit in the circle. Taking that Z formation, we'll take the letters from the top left, top right, bottom left, and bottom right in that order, which gives us the spell for hurt. We also have 1/2 of a QR code here, and try as the players did, we were unable to restore the other half of this QR code alone. So we could only wait till we got the other half. We sent off the numbers to Iris, and then caught back up with Cairo on the next day. Hell yeah, the numbers are right, you guys kick ass, but when I opened the box there was another one inside like a Matryoshka doll. Quick fun fact, Matryoshka has come up once before in this series, and that was in the MKV video file that we got back in Lemniscate, which hinted at towards the events of ARG and Lemniscate. Interesting choice of words, Cairo. Although the name he's looking for is Matryoshka. Anyway, back to the tweets. I found another note with another riddle on it. Dude, I suck at this stuff. Did someone else figure out the answer? Check this out, time there was another piece of paper too, but it's like ripped in half or something? I don't know, that's definitely only half a barcode, the camera won't read it. We had nothing better to do, so I tried kicking on all the walls and doors and stuff as hard as I could, nothing worked. This is some bullshit, dude. I could always work on my gains, lol, but I don't think any of this food is high protein. Yo asshole, who kidnapped me? Can I get a food delivery app on this phone, please? It's not just me who's locked up. There's someone named Iris, too. I don't know who that is. Why is it us two, though? I love Cairo, just saying. Anyway, yes, we got a QR code half here too, but it's just another left half. We don't have any full QR code yet. Now, for this puzzle, we return to a familiar set of codes scattered across various Twitter pages. By decrypting these animals, we find the use tweets of these accounts and the profile pictures come up with the Nirvana spell of causality. And by entering this spell into the Sonic Foundation website, we get another message from bats. Consider the calculation of a famous scientist. How many star systems in the universe contain planets like Earth, which can harbor living organisms? How many of those planets are home to intelligent life? There's a tremendous amount of time, a tremendous amount of history, and a tremendous amount of star systems in this universe. How many intelligent life forms are there? It would be natural to assume that at least one reached Earth. However, no clear evidence of this has ever been discovered. The Earth has never been visited by intelligent life is naturally improbable. What does this indicate? It is answered by one hypothesis. What could that be? Until next time. So here we get notions of the Fermi paradox, a thought experiment initially brought up by ARG back in the Lemniscate ARG. It supposes that if alien life exists out there, it is infinitesimally improbable we have not encountered or made contact with it. This is also tied in with the anthropic principle in reverse, which we discussed last time. On the next day, Iris continues her tweeting. Thank you all for solving the riddle. My icon was changed by someone else and I didn't notice. I'm scared because I feel like I'm being watched. I opened the box and found another puzzle. Look, it starts with an S. What is this? I need your help again. Let me know if you can figure out this 9 digits. Also, the right half of the QR code was in there too. I finally found it. I bet if I combine it with the other half, I can scan it. I'll try with this phone, but you all can try too. I can't do this myself. You all might find a clue to help me escape. Now, before we tackle this puzzle, I'm going to talk about the other half of the QR code we got here. By combining it with the first half we got from Iris, we got a hidden webpage on the Sonic Foundation website. There was once a boy who loved skateboarding. He practiced skateboarding every day, and his talent blossomed at a tremendous rate. A few years later, he was selected to represent his nation as an Olympic athlete, and his ability was lauded from across the world. He continued to practice with focused determination, with high expectations from Japan and the rest of the world on his mind. And then one day, as he was riding his skateboard to the skate park. This sounds a bit unclear, but I'm going to say this applies to Cairo. That Iris' information here on Cairo is odd, since she doesn't seem to know Cairo personally and vice versa. But as we'll see later, Cairo's QR code is going to lead to a similar site that references Iris. So from this, we can take that Cairo is a skater boy. Nike said, see you later, boy. Now, for this puzzle, the animals here will decrypt to the path on the keyboard to follow the spell out of the Nirvana spell, which, in this case, becomes secret. We input this code and send it up to Iris. On June 7th, we continue on over to Cairo's side. Y'all are 2 for 2. You're so awesome. I guess people who sound like they know what they're talking about know what they're talking about, lol. But maybe some of you are just in on it, like you're working with a kidnapper or something. Always gotta be a twist, huh? Anyway, I opened the box and there was another puzzle inside. With that, I couldn't keep me running in circles. Please, guys, let me know the numbers. By the way, there's no clocks in here. Bam, the other half of the QR code right here. Check this shit out. It's gonna be rough if I can combine it with the first half. Maybe I can scan it. I had a dream yesterday that I saw a brand of beer I'd never seen before. Haven't had a drop to drink for days now, though. This next box better fucking have beer and grilled meat. No cap, I don't even care about getting out anymore. I just want some good food. Shit, I'd settle for a barbecue sauce on a plate. Ugh, I'm even laughing at myself now. I gotta be losing my fucking mind. Next up for this puzzle, we have some clocks and some penguins. The black penguins translate to the letter R, and we'll have to translate these clock hands to numbers, and then the numbers into letters. The clock's times here are 513, 513, and 205. Taking these letters out, we can construct the word remember. Now we have the second half of the QR code here. Lining these up, we get this hidden page on the Sonic Foundation website. There's a girl who liked dancing. Her life was with the dance, so much that she started dancing regardless of time and place. Eventually, she had a dream and a purpose. She wants to become an idol, become famous, and make my face and name known to the world. One day, when she was working part-time as a customer service, so we can see this relates to Iris, as she noticeably loves dancing and did in fact work in customer service as a mermaid at Sunfish Pocket. we'll have to see where this goes. On June 8th, we get more from Iris. Good evening, good morning, and hello! It's ASAT, you bet. Don't fret. I got the 9 digits right. Bingo! I'm so thankful. I'm going to throw you all a big thank you party. There's another box inside the last one, but it's smaller. There has to be a limit, right? Will you all help me with the final questions? Or if I'm stuck here forever, at least I'll be moving my stuff. Yeah, I've been saying some pretty wacky things to myself lately. I think this is affecting me. Or was it always there? Huh? I opened the box and found this puzzle. Please help me again. Is this the URL of that foundation? There's another URL on another piece of paper. This one is cut off in the middle. Is the rest of it in the box like last time? Also, I was able to scan the QR code. Did you all see it too? I have no idea what that was all about. Did I know someone who was a skater? So we're going to take this URL and plug it in going to the 000 page, which brings us to an error message. We'll take the letters that line up with the circles in this image, and which end up being TEGATR, which we can use the animals to sort them out into the proper order, giving us the spell target. Now, fans at this point did a quick hunch, since Zero Escape was being tossed around so much that they decided to check if there was a hidden page for 999, since there was one for 000. And sure enough, there it was on the very next day. We were able to find in the source code the word karma, which would end up being the next Nirvana spell a whole day early. We'll wait to enter it as we meet back up with Cairo. Yo, thanks for solving the riddle. It opened the box, but there was another box of stuff, like it goes on forever. This paper this time has a website on it or something. Can you all see this? There's another paper too with another website, but it's cut in half. Is this misprinted or something like this, or the QR code thing from before? I scanned the QR code from earlier. It's a story about a girl who liked to dance. So what? I like to dance too. I don't get it. It's upsetting me. Why show me this? What is all this? Why was I taken in the first place? So the animals here translate to comment out, which is a phrase commonly used in coding, specifically in website design, which was our key to check the site's source code, where indeed karma was commented out. Now, it was real interesting getting to see this reference to Zero Escape, but this isn't even the largest reference to Zero Escape that happened on this day, as Spike Chunsoft uploaded a clip with the caption, Phi, and it's a similar scene as the first trailer of this game, with Mizuki playing on her game console.
Phi is kinda like you, Iba. You both can't read the room.
I am honored by the comparison.
However, this time, she's playing Virtue's Last Reward, noting how Phi is similar to Iba. What's most interesting about this is that the background music is edited, as the track Placidity normally does not play in this scene here, but instead the track Sinisterness does. It is unknown if this is an error in the video editor side, or if this is meant to mean something further. And when we input the spell Karma onto the website, we got a new message from Bats. If this world is fiction, that implies there's a greater being who created it. There has been a way to contact this greater being for a long while. Prayer. In the past, there were many bugs in this world, and glitches were rampant. People prayed, reporting them to have them fixed. Their prayers were heard, the glitches corrected. Various miracles occurred all over the world. Eventually, those miracles morphed into religion and science, shapes they take to this day. If we could contact the greater being again, would it be possible to perform miracles? Until next time. And finally, of note for this day, Cairo seems to be from the future, as joked about by the community, as he's uploaded the wrong screenshot here. He's posted the second half of his website, which wasn't live yet. It seems he was supposed to post the first half like Iris did. Oh well, we'll come to know on this website on the 11th. On the next day, Iris continued on Twitter. Thank you for your help. I'm the daughter of Iris's mother. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Did I get you? The numbers you gave me were right. This is the puzzle this time. It looks readable, but not. Is this a cipher? Help me out. Also, look at this. It's a piece of paper with the rest of the URL from last time. I'll put the two together in a sec. Is this real? I don't understand. My hands are shaking. We do have her second half of said website, which shows the following. He was skateboarding to practice. He nearly crashed into a girl wearing headphones and dancing on the side of the street. He barely managed to avoid hitting her and he wiped out. When he looked back, the girl was gone. He took a few moments to catch his breath and started skating again. As he approached an intersection, however, he was struck by a car that ran a red light. He injured a tendon in his leg, and his path to becoming a professional skateboarder was severed permanently. If only things had been a little different, this wouldn't have happened. He quit skateboarding after that. He didn't take it well. The resentment festered in him. Eventually, he fell into the wrong kind of crowd. No, Iris, move out of the way. Oh no, she has her earbuds in. She can't hear us. Anyway, more seriously, it seems that Kaoru is said skateboarder inside the story, and while I wouldn't necessarily say that she's directly responsible for him crashing, it does seem like she was involved in the incident that caused him to become seriously injured and changed his life course. The puzzle here is a little complicated. The animals here translate to Rail Fence 3. A rail fence cipher, also commonly known as a zigzag cipher, plots the letters into a grid, and we start with a height of 3. We'll take the text above and then follow it through, skipping 3 boxes. Then you continue on where we get the message, translate Gisei from JP to EN, which if we plug that in from Japanese to English, we get sacrifice. We pass it in the spell and the message and send the correct numbers off. On the next day, we got something new. As I was writing the script, I have to make a quick detour as Nintendo Life uploaded a 40-minute video detailing what I assume are the events of the beginning of the game. Now, I am going to talk about this and analyze what we see. If you want to skip this diatribe, you can click the timestamp below. All set? Let's go. We begin the preview on February 10th of 2020. We know it's 2020 because the Somnium Files 1 ends near the end of 2019, and the Ryuki POV takes place about a few months later. So this brings us to 2020. This chapter is titled A Strange Tale, Converge Chapter 0, which sounds like it's a prologue of sorts, but I'm going to keep my eye on this wording here. It seems important. We open up at Studio DeVita at a Baby TV, as Ryuki and Boss seem to be participating in a game show of sorts that we've typically seen hosted here. The host begins the next question, asking the identity of an Indian deity that is half god and half beast that imbibe sense and are known for their musical ability. Imbibe, I'm learning here, is a word that means to drink, so that's neat. Ryuki presses the button and we get our choices, Satyr, Gandharva, Centaur, and Date. Now, Date here is the joke answer if I've ever seen one. Satyrs are from Greek myth and are lustful, drunken woodland gods who are depicted as mostly a man with a horse's ear and tail, although the Romans have provided us the more traditional depiction of them, having goat's ears, tail, legs, and horns, sort of like a mini centaur. Since we've eliminated Satyr and Centaur, we know the correct answer is going to be Gandharva. Now, what comes next is real interesting. We get the question if we're familiar with the new Cyclops serial killings.
Oh no, not you, Mr. Ryuki!
This question is for that person on the other side.
Who was that?
Was that to me? Am I supposed to answer that question? I am not aware of the new Cyclops killing.
But before you do, I want you to take this question very seriously. The new Cyclops serial killings. The incident in which many victims got their eye gouged out and murdered. Are you or are you not familiar with it?
I am.
This will hold you if we can dig into the details.
So I wonder if this is.
Incident in the coming 6 days.
I wonder if this is something for.
In other words, we're asking if we can give you spoilers for the first game.
Ah,
But don't worry,
that's really cool.
even if you don't know anything about it, it won't affect how you progress through this game.
So I do. So since I have played.
Serial killings and what you're about to experience, they have nothing to do with each other. Promise.
The host then cuts in, almost as if through a morphogenetic field, wink wink, nod nod, to say that this question isn't for Ryuki, but for us on the other side, the player. Also, fun fact, it is likely that the second, more feminine voice is that of Wendy Lee, who voices Clover in Zero Escape the Notary games. The final question relates to precognitive dreams, and then we get the scene from the trailer play out as the host splits in two, then followed by everyone else. We then cut to Mizuki 6 years later in the football stadium, discovering half of Jin Furure's body. Then we see the masked woman, who fires a sniper at Mizuki, presumably to halt her progress in the discovery of the body. Mizuki is able to block and evade the attack, and she's able to find the shooter by using Aiba's X-ray vision, as she utilizes her revolver to incapacitate the shooter. She's also able to notice that the shooter is a girl, however, it seems upon firing her bullet that she scared the shooter away. Mizuki remembers the time when the right half of Jin's body appeared at Studio de Vita. We see a similar shot of the game show, which shows us this beginning scene was probably inside of Somnium, inside Ryuki's head. As here and now, we can confirm that Komeiji is the host, Iris and Mizuki as a team, Moma and his thug is another team, and then Boss and Ryuki as the real Team Popo. Get a power outage, and then the right half of Jin's body appears with the Fray to Free QR code posted on a sign embedded in his body. So we continue back to the present after the discovery as Aiba explains to Mizuki that the HB case, a term most likely brought up by Boss, is referring to the half-body serial killing, and that the culprit is being called Terror. Then we get the scene here with Mizuki, which breaks my heart.
Yeah, I thought you'd say that.
Please, boss.
Yeah, let
I
Mizuki
have
on the
to.
case.
This case is...
Can you not give me the puppy dog? You know I'm weak to the puppy dog eyes.
Come on, boss. Let us in. Let us in, coach.
Fine. But promise me one thing. Swear to me that you won't do anything dangerous or illegal, no
Okay.
matter what.
Promise.
Yeah, I swear, I swear!
And one more thing. I am your superior. You should address me with a little more respect.
What do you mean?
10-4, boss man. I read you loud and clear.
Boss man.
Do you?
So the Somnium Files.
We learned that Jin was the CEO of an IT company, saying he was quite famous and made plenty of media appearances. And here we have Kagami. Aiba confirms Jin's time of death was about 9 hours ago. Very interesting time frame. We also learned that he was cut at a molecular level, so it wasn't a blade or a laser that cut Jin's body. We learned that Jin's body was not frozen, and he does not have a twin brother. There are other theories Aiba completely shuts down, such as the left half being alive still, and the halves matching perfectly to one another. We then cut ahead to the investigation 6 years ago as Ryuki, as he investigates the right half of Jin's body as police are on the scene. Next, we go back to the present where Mizuki ends up with Ryuki, again who looks the same as he did 6 years ago. Very interesting, very interesting. We see that he is absolutely hammered, and Mizuki tries to sync with Ryuki to heal his trauma. So here we see the interrogation room that we assumed was attributed to Ryuki previously, most likely due to the incident that took the life of his parents and his brother. What you see here is Aiba sits down at the interrogation table that we have a chance to branch off to one of two paths. Asking him about the HB case and appealing to his emotions seem to be the serious choices here. We hear a reverse sync as Ryuki's subconscious attempts to take over. So we seem to be Ryuki sinking into Mizuki's somnium while she is in his somnium. We are 2 layers deep, it seems. We see that as we cut ahead, we're going to be going back and forth from Mizuki's mind to Ryuki's. Here, something related to shadow traits needs to be broken in order for Aiba to move forward. And here we see by shadow trait, it's a literal, as this final Ryuki here is said to not have a shadow and acts differently to the other ones we've seen thus far. We see a police ID and before the cathedral continues to collapse and nearly crushes Ryuki. Then a mysterious figure approaches. And with that, we finish up the end of the gameplay preview, and now we'll return to the timeline proper of Hidden Bats. On June 11th, we continue on with Cairo. Yo, it's me again. The numbers are right. Thanks. Like last time, it was another box. But I picked it up and shook it, and I think it's gotta be the last one. And as usual, there's a riddle in there. It's like a code or something. I have no idea what it is. Help me, everyone. And also, it came with another piece of paper. That's like the other half of the website URL from before. Is this true? Did this really happen? Even if it's fake, it doesn't feel right. I got a bad feeling about this. My instincts are on point. I think I know what this is about. Okay, so a few things here. First, for the puzzle, we have a long string of text here with colored animals. Now, the black giraffe is a little separated here from the others, so we'll consider that separate. It translates to the number 5. And the other animals translate to El Taquis, which, when reversed, is Cytail. This is another form of cipher. This one is going to be plug and decode kind of cipher, but we'll use that 5 from the giraffe to set the cars per lap. Although we also have to reverse the string backwards too. So after retyping that and entering it in, we get between black cat and white bat, which correlates to the letters in between those two animals inside the Bats 489 video, which when read out backwards become Fate. Plugging that spell in, we get a short message from Bats. When you are dreaming, the nature of your dream seems perfectly real. Only when you wake up do you realize it was just a dream. What if this world is the same? What if we are all sleeping through a long dream? Until next time. Now we come to his half of the website, which is now finally live. I'm gonna say though, this page does contain spoilers for Eye of the Somnium files. I'm gonna say, if you've not fully completed the pink or the resolution route of Eye of the Somnium files, skip ahead to this time code, as this message is gonna spoil a major part of that route. If you've been following along in my Eye of the Somnium Files Explained series, I have not yet covered that route, and this is going to spoil that major point. So if your experience so far of I1 is only for my Explained series, head to this time code here. All set? Alright, moving forward. She was working part-time in customer service. There is this one customer with a bad attitude. He would often come in for no other reason than to run his mouth. There was a small tumor in her brain. It was a benign, slow-growing tumor. However, the cigarettes the customer smoked contained an illegal carcinogen that promoted the growth of cancer cells. The secondhand smoke and the stress caused the tumor to progress rapidly. Eventually, her brain tumor became malignant. If only things had been a little different, this wouldn't have happened. Before she knew it, the tumor had reached grade 4, the worst stage. She suddenly collapsed at school. The doctor gave her 1 year to live. Yeah, so that's a thing. We're getting some connective tissue here that Cairo is responsible for the acceleration of Iris's tumor, and the tumor itself being present here could imply which timeline we're following off of. All said, I'm very interested to see where this goes. On the next day, we continue with Iris on Twitter. Since Spike Chunsoft is insisting we continue with this plot thread in a very public ARG, I'm gonna issue a second warning. This is the very same major spoiler from the endgame of Eye of the Somnium files. The numbers were correct. I don't know how you knew all about that, Mr. Kidnapper, but that's not what's important right now. Paper from inside the box. Is this true? I remember this. I remember him. He always talked to me, like he specifically requested me, and he always smoked no matter how many times I said not to. This is Cairo's fault. Do you all even realize? Do you realize how many nights I stayed up late crying, trying to think of what I was going to tell my mom? That doesn't really matter, does it? I'm to blame too. I was some stupid little girl and I shattered your dreams. What do I do now? I don't know anymore. And on that piece of paper, we see the following. Cairo's cigarette smoking contributed to Iris's brain tumor, growing beyond control. And then, on the next day, Cairo begins tweeting. The numbers were right. It all makes sense now. I knew I was right. I found this piece of paper. Told me everything I needed to know. Iris fucking Saga. Fuck, it's all her fucking fault. It's her fucking fault everything I went through. All the shit I had to deal with, having my dream ripped away. It's her fault. But I guess it's kind of funny, ain't it? I got my payback on her without even realizing it. Now she knows how I felt my entire fucking life. Dance in hell, bitch. Listen, fucko. We all had to deal with dreams being cut short, okay? But blaming other people doesn't solve shit. Believe me. Now, clearly, one of these two have processed the information better than the other, but if we check that slip of paper Cairo received, we see this. Iris's absent-minded dancing caused Cairo to crash and ruin his career, turning him to a life of crime. And on the same night, Bats does confirm the fates of Cairo Gashiki and Iris Sagan will be determined on June 15th. On the next day, we got the very method in which we'll be doing that. Balance experiment. This will decide Iris and Cairo's fate. Rules. In this poll, vote for Iris or Cairo. The most votes is rescued. In a tie, both will be rescued. 2 lives hang in the balance. The choice is yours. Deadline. June 15th. 7 p.m. PDT. #HiddenBats. And at the right time, it was down to the wire. And I'm not even going to pretend here. It became very clear very fast that some people decided that the way they wanted to end this ARG was to purchase bot accounts to rig the vote in their favor. It's one thing to vote to try to get your outcome delivered. It's another thing entirely to use illicit methods to gain an unfair advantage, and I'm thoroughly disappointed in those that decided to act this way. Much the same, there was also quite the string of toxicity over people who took the options extremely seriously and personally, and at this point I have to recommend that you not take the very fictional and very much not real game so seriously. If it's causing you legitimate stress and anger, then you need to take a step back, and if you're causing others to feel stressed and angry, then you are a problem, and as an adult you need to handle that so that it doesn't make the experience worse for anybody else. It should have been a sign that this is the second time I've had to bring this up in this ARG. Please, all I ask is understand your limits and don't surpass that for yourself or for others. Now, with this, we got a new article posted on the Sanaiku Foundation website. Kairo Goshiki found and rescued. Earlier today, our Missing Persons Task Force found and rescued Mr. Kairo Goshiki in Toyama Prefecture. He was discovered lying in a ravine and delivered to the police and emergency services. We've been told he is in good health both physically and mentally. We are proud that our actions have led to this favorable outcome. We will continue to find missing persons with renewed vigor and resolve. And interesting enough, the patrons page of the Sanaiku Foundation website updated as well. First, we have a new prompt. As a result of your choices, Kairo Goshiki was rescued and our Sagan's existence has been removed from this world. How do you weigh a sin? They manifested themselves in the numbers. The results of this experiment are fascinating. Thank you for your cooperation. The overseer of this experiment has a message for those who have participated so far. And finally, if you were able to find a new Nirvana spell in another place, submit it as an answer. Only those who do will discover the truth about this experiment. And then we have a video.
We're living in a simulation, a false world.
Now, taking this all in, we have bats doubling down on simulation theory, and a final challenge for us. Seems like the final Nirvana spell is gonna appear within the confines of the Somnium Files, their Nirvana initiative, and finding that spell will unlock the truth of the balance experiment and hidden bats in general. With that, we have our final update on Kairo's updates on Twitter, though we must pour one out to Iris, who has now been removed from the world permanently. Finally, we have Kairo's new account, simply titled Kairo135711, which, funnily enough, is Kairo followed by all odd numbers, skipping the number 9. Huh. Yo, it's Kairo. I'm safe and sound now, alive and well. Can't believe I'm saying that after what happened. Must be tougher than I thought. It's all thanks to your help, though. Couldn't have done it without you. I don't know what that kidnapper was trying to accomplish, but maybe I should be low-key thankful that he introduced me to that woman. How did the kidnapper know about me and that girl's past? How did he know about the smoking? What is he, psychic? I heard they never found her. Maybe she didn't make it. I don't know. Crazy to think it could have been the other way around. Can't be thankful enough for how it all worked out for me. Anyway, I'm out. But I'm gonna do better. I promise you all that. I've been so stupid. I gotta do better. Maybe I'll even take up skateboarding again. When I was kidnapped, I remember thinking, like, what's gonna happen? Never thought it would turn out like this. Anyway, thanks to everyone who helped me out. See ya. And with that, for now, we are at the end of the Hidden Bats ARG. At least until the full game comes out and we get that final Nirvana spell. But I'm going to call it here. Full game comes out in a little over a week, and I will be uploading coverage of the main game after I have time to beat it and really soak it all in. Until then, I'm going to attempt to finish coverage of the first game and do other things. If you like this, please let me know what you thought and share your thoughts down below. Check you guys next time.